Alright, so what we're going to be talking about now is the history of the American dream. I'm going to take you on a train ride. Choo-choo! We're going to be flying down those rails, I'm telling you, boy. Where are we going? Well, we'll be stopping in the 20s, pit stop in the 50s, and our final destination, 2015. Here we go. The Roaring 20s, time of economic success, classy living, women's freedoms, and a need for the next best thing. The 1920s were the times of mass culture. So this pretty much means that this is the point where trends became a thing. You know what I'm saying? At this point, we had a higher percentage of people living in the city than in farms, and our society pretty much turned into a pool of consumerism. We turned from what do we need to what do we want. So what I would consider the American dream during this time is simple. Money and material. If you had money and you used that money to buy what everyone else was buying, you, my friend, were living the American dream. Now on to the 50s, okay? Fresh out of World War II, everybody is ready to pop out a few offspring. I'm telling you, boy, like rabbits. Now, I wouldn't say we completely separated ourselves from what was important to us in the 1920s. But I definitely think we migrated a little farther away from the consumerism and started to value the home and the family more. Or better yet, the valuing and the thought of home and family more than anything else. Now, after going through the Great Depression, we started to understand money and material a little bit more. And we held it to a certain importance at this point, but we understood how it worked. Now our society knew what it could lead to. So we were going to be careful, you know what I'm saying? So, not to keep the same mindset of buy, nothing could go wrong. Our way of living is perfect. So after the war, although a win for America, we felt true, devastating loss. And it was fresh in our minds too. So now that we are in the situation that is taking the lives of so many Americans, all these men are coming home and people began to hold that family and, that homey way of life to a higher importance. It became almost normal for you to follow this structure, this outline that society lays down for you, You've heard it 1,000 times, finish high school, go to college, get a job, get married, have a kid. I mean, this is kindergarten stuff. We're learning this in elementary school, with a white picket fence. Let that sink in. Just a moment. This was seriously a way of living for a huge portion of America. If we're speaking in general terms, that is the American dreams of the 1950s. Have a job, a home, a wife, and kids, and make money. Our last destination on the American Dream train is today, 2015. What is the American Dream now? Well, what I think the most important thing we need to understand is that every single new generation is just an evolved form of many generations before. So each new generation has its own individual American dream, all right? And what's interesting is, I think today's American dream, right now, 2015, is sort of this morph, you know what I'm saying, of the 50s and the 20s, In our society now, generally, we follow this sort of outline still set by us. School, college, wife, home, kids, etc. We hold that to such a high importance, but at the same time, we have sort of brought back a lot of what we held close in the 20s. Trends is a huge one, having the next best thing. I gotta get my iPhone, I gotta go bowling because all the kids are bowling, you know what I'm saying? Having the next best thing is just having what everybody else has. Money. We hold material things very, very highly in today's day and age. And our attitude about it is sort of like the opposite of if it's not broke, don't fix it. And generally in America, we lavish ourselves with these objects. So we're also following this path that we feel like, we have to follow. So put simply, the American dream now is to be a rich, married, college-educated parent with a lot of material objects, like wood.